Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy and today we have got a Yum Yum box. Well, Universal Yums, but I call it a Yum Yum box. I don't know, maybe they do too, but this is a box of, I wanted to say Tasty Treats, but I think that's a different brand. Anyway, my family buys this with our own money. We are not sponsored, and I've done several of these before, so I have a playlist of these in case you're interested. But typically, these boxes focus on one country around the world. Now, last year for Christmas, it was kind of an around the world box, but that's the only one that's not been focused on, well, that's not true. We had one that was the Balkans, so those were like 3 countries put together. But anyway, you get the idea. But I have my subscription information. Well, I think I have a referral code. Anybody that orders gets a referral code to share with their friends. So I've shared that below. And I think they have 3 different boxes that you can do. This is the medium box. The larger box might have a couple more items, and it usually has a beverage, but we decided that we tried that one for a couple months and we decided that that one didn't really pay for itself, kind of idea. And then the small one was too small for our family of 6. But these make great gifts for people, especially if you've got a college student in your life. You could send them, you know, a gift box, or if you're like my family, after I try all this stuff here, we will try it all together, and we just love trying this. You know, we'll get one thing out and we go through it exactly like I go with you guys, and we all vote on what we think, and it's just a lot of fun because the kids, you know, the younger kids, you know, kind of like to joke like, oh, I'm gonna spit this out, or, you know, or because they think that's funny still. But yeah, we have a good time. Now, I will say the last box we did was India, I believe. That one did not go over well with any of us. That is just, we are just, my daughter likes spicy food, but none of us are really warm, what I would call warm spices. I mean, I like cinnamon and things, but cardamom was, you know, I mean, it was just, I don't know, maybe if that was something I'd had more growing up, I would be okay with it, because I know a lot of people love Indian food, but there was nobody in our family that enjoyed that, really. So unfortunately, no offense intended for any of you that love Indian food. But all right, so I haven't opened, I mean, I just now like unsealed it, but I don't know what country this is. Oh, Africa. Oh, that should be interesting. We do have an African restaurant here in town, but we've never gone. So let me get a thumbnail. Now, I don't know what month this was from, because we get kind of behind on these because I always film them. So I don't know what month it was from. But anyway, we have got Welcome to Africa. So they always send kind of this cover, you know, map that has like the things that they're known for on it. And on the back is the scorecard where we keep tally marks of what we vote. So we rate everything from 1 to 5, 1 being terrible, 5 being fantastic. So one of the kids does the scorekeeping. And then you also get a book. And this book tells us about the products that I'm going to be trying. It always has trivia. So in case you really want to get into the whole thing with your family, there's a lot of good things in here. And there's history. And it looks like maybe this one would have come after the India box. So we're going from India to Kenya, at least on that particular item. And some more kind of trivia. Oh, and there's also always a recipe. Now, we really haven't made any of the recipes, but I keep all of these books just in case. And then there's always nutrition facts in the back. So we'll keep that handy. And then you also always get stickers because, of course, when you order your first box, you get a passport. And so you get a sticker for your passport. So I try to tell you guys where we've been so far. We've been to the Czech Republic, Germany, Scandinavia, around the world, France, the Baltics, Thailand, Ukraine, India, and now we've got Africa. So that Africa seems a little bit like a cheat because that's a continent, not a country. And it would, I think it would be interesting for them to focus on a country in Africa, unless it's very similar between countries and what they eat. I don't know. So they give you a stamp, and then they also give you a flag, which we'll put in here. And then they always give you a flower so you can build a garden on the back of the passport. Although these stickers kind of don't stick so well on that part. And I think once you fill this up, I think they send you a new one. Now, I don't know if you have to request a new one or if they just know you've paid for this many boxes, so you're ready for a new one. I guess we'll find out, because I only have space for 3 more boxes in here. But anyway, you get that, and it gives you a place to put your favorite and your least favorite. I don't ever fill that out. Would you visit again? So I would have said nope for India. How strange was your trip, etc. Oh, and it's got a place to put the month and the year, but anyway, I don't do that part. So you get that, and then we're ready to dig in. Now I brought down, I have water if I need it, and I have a knife and a plate in case I need to cut anything. Make room for that. And then of course I don't want to make a mess, but I will make a mess. It's just nature. All right, so first let me find it. And I would say you guys can judge for yourself, but usually they have a pretty good mix between sweet and savory snacks, and they tend to have a good mix between like the types of savory, like they're not all potato chips or, I mean, that kind of thing. And I've seen people haul other brands of these kind of boxes before where it is very samey, just different flavors of the same thing. And you get that sometimes in these boxes. Like there was one time where we got 2 different chocolate bars and it was the same brand, it was just different flavors of chocolate bars. But I feel like they do a pretty good job at keeping the variety up. Now, I can already see there's 2 different kinds of potato chips in here, but we'll see. So anyway, I am looking for, well, I don't know what that's called, so I'm just looking to find something that matches that. Okay. This looks like, oh, crushed up potato chips. That's kind of what this looks like. So there we go. This is where we're going from India to Kenya. And so it looks like that. Kenyan chevda original. And you have to just bear with me because there's a lot of things that I'm sure I will pronounce wrong if you're somebody who happens to know how to pronounce it correctly. And I'm just going to apologize once in the beginning, and I will try my best, but then you guys will just get a good laugh if you know how it's really supposed to be. All right, so Kenyan chevda original. That's how this snack came to be, going from India to Kenya. While the heart of the snack mix remains the same to the Indian recipe, which is pressed rice, curry leaves, and spices, the Kenyan version uses potatoes in favor of lentils, cashews, in addition to the usual peanuts, and a touch of sweetness to suit the local preference. Today, it's a snack enjoyed by all, including, hopefully, you. So, then it says dried fruits like raisins and the spicy chilies weren't available, so they adapted with local ingredients like potatoes, Swahili masala, coconut, and caramelized sugar. Okay, well, I like most of those things. So let's see. But I'm not big on spice. And this does say tropical heat. Okay, I'm gonna cut it so that we don't have it going all over the place. All right, I'm gonna dump some on this plate. All right, so we got something that looks like this, which I can't tilt it too much. So we've got potato chip pieces, peanuts, some kind of leafy thing, and then what I'm gonna guess are lentils. Yeah, fried lentils. Now, if they put it in there, you're supposed to still eat it, right? Okay, so it's a warm spice that's back here, but it's not an overpowering, like hot spice. It's just very warm. Because I don't know these kind of spices very well, it's hard for me to say what it tastes like. There is a sweetness to it. A very light sweetness. And the heat is building now. The heat is really strong in the potato chips, as you can imagine, since they can soak it up. I mean, this is not a bad snack. It's definitely, it's a little bit spicy, but it's definitely, I'm reacting to it better than I did to the Indian ones. But let's see if it says. They use primarily Kenyan potatoes. It comes in different flavors. Well, that's not helping me. Where's the, okay. Potatoes, peanuts, pressed rice, yellow graham pulses, cashew nuts, curry leaves, so that must be what the green thing was, chilies, citric acid, turmeric, sugar, salt, and vegetable oil. So I didn't see any cashews in what I dumped out, and there's probably not very many. I would guess, you know, every country is stingy with their cashews. But yeah, so that was okay. I mean, no complaints about that. Oh, what would I give it? I'd probably give it a 3. It feels kind of like a Chex Mix with slightly different spices. But it's kind of that idea, right? A Chex Mix, granted Chex Mix is using Chex, but it's got the small crunchy pieces with peanuts and and that kind of thing. So it reminds me of that. So I'll say a 3 because it's not overly unique per se to what I know in my own personal food journey. All right, next we're gonna do some potato crisps, Cape fruit chutney flavor. Oh, well, that's something you don't get unless you're, is it Lay's that does all the weird potato chip flavors? All right, Masaris Cape fruit chutney potato crisps. Crispy chips with a fruity twist. Since South Africa's Cape fruit or Cape gooseberries thrive on the Western Cape, it would be easy to assume they're a native delicacy. And yet, South Africa has never seen the tart fruit, or had never seen the tart fruit until the British brought them over from Peru. From there, they made their way to Australia and New Zealand and became more associated with South Africa than their native Peru, hence Cape fruit. With the number of chutneys and other South African dishes this fruit appears in, like these crispy, almost fruity flavored chips, it's fair to say that the fruit has earned full South African citizenship. Well, I don't know about you, but I can't say that I've ever really had any fruit flavored chips. Like, I can't think of any of the flavors that Lay's has tried that would remind me of that. So, a lot of air in there, but Wow. That is wild. But the closest thing I could compare it to is barbecue chips. It's got the tartness from the gooseberries, but it's also got a tomatoey, which may be from the gooseberries too, or from the chutney. I don't know what else goes in chutney besides the fruit itself, but it kind of had a kind of a tomatoey, but then there was something in here that made it seem kind of barbecue-y. What are the ingredients? Let me see if I can pick anything out. Fruit powders. They have orange and apple. I'm not sure I could taste that per se. Okay, well, this is mostly artificial seasonings. Like, I don't see gooseberry listed on here at all. Now, it does have vegetable powders, which is onion, garlic, and celery. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't, I don't know. Is it just the fruit and the vegetable powders that are supposed to make up the chutney flavor? Yeah, I don't know. The first chip I had was better than the second chip. The first chip really, I could taste more things. The second chip was more like I could taste a tartness. And I didn't have all the warmth of the tomatoey, barbecue-y flavors. Shoot. I don't know. So I think first bite's the best. Now, it did bring something different that was hard to describe, that I could only equate it to barbecue. So I guess ratings wise, I'll give this one a 3.5. It is definitely unique. It's not something I could see being able to find in the United States very easily. So, and as a potato chip goes, it almost tastes like a baked, like part baked, part fried, because they're so flat. Like you don't see a lot of bubbles. I mean, there's some, but not a lot. So I don't know if that means the chip itself was, the potato itself was thicker when it started, but 3.5 is what I'll give it. All right, next. Ooh, this one should be good. So we've got Paplay, caramel, and pistachio popcorn. Caramel corn with a pistachio coating. Once upon a time, little green nuts from the ancient lands of Egypt made their way down the Nile and became a big part of everyday life. The Egyptians used pistachios for cooking, snacking, and dyes. Today, not much has changed, except now there's popcorn. Popcorn and pistachios aren't a common pairing. In the years of operating Universal Yums, we've never seen it. But the flavor combination isn't surprising in the context of Egyptian culture. Pistachios are a key part of many recipes there. From baklava, I hope there's some baklava. Although that's more Greece, right? Well, I guess they probably make it there too, but, and yes, this popcorn. There's nothing else quite like it. Oh, Matt the Gnat is wanting to get some food too. I do like caramel popcorn. There's about 10 pieces in here. I'm exaggerating, but not much. So it's a nice big piece. It's chewy. I'm going to be working this out of my teeth for days. Okay, so I can't distinguish any pistachio flavor. It really just tastes like caramel popcorn. The caramel is nice and thick, but it leaves it kind of chewy, which maybe is a good thing. I don't know. But yeah, I don't get any pistachio. But it does say it has pistachio, so are they... It's not like there's popcorn and pistachio. This said it was pistachio coating. So I guess it's mixed in with the caramel, but it's not distinguishable flavor-wise. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I eat pistachios, and I like a good spumoni that has pistachio ice cream. And I like a good Watergate salad. But, yeah, unfortunately, I don't get any pistachio. Now, I'm going to just give this a 3 because, to me, at this point, it's just caramel popcorn. And that doesn't speak Africa to me. Well, I don't know what would speak Africa to me, but it's a pretty common thing in the States to have caramel popcorn. My preference is for popcorn would be the Chicago mix, which is half caramel popcorn and half cheese popcorn. Okay, next we have this cake, mini cake. And this is a Moulin d'Or Savour orange cake. Orange pound cake is what that means. Behold Tunisia's delectably fragrant gâteau à l'orange. À l'orange. Do they speak French in Tunisia? maybe. During 75 years of French rule, an unusual blending of cultures occurred, making French baked goods prevalent in the country today. Situated on the Mediterranean coast, Tunisia is home to several varieties of oranges, giving rise to this delicious French-Tunisian fusion cake. Okay, well, I love pound cake. Let's hope it's not dry. Be nice to get a moist, we like that word, pound cake. Oh, it even looks like a little loaf. I'm just gonna cut off a little piece. Everything's falling. I'm so uncoordinated. Okay, I don't like brownie edges. I don't like bread edges, but I'm taking the edge because it's the first piece. But it looks kind of dry, but we'll see. Very dry. Okay. There was a hint of orange, but it's not overpowering. But it's also not as much as I'd like it to be. Like if it's gonna be a gâteau de l'orange, I want to taste the orange. But is it okay? It's dry, you guys. It's dry. Pound cake should be not dry, luxurious almost. I mean, because you've got all that extra butter and stuff in it. So this one is too dry to get a good grade. I'm going to give this a 2. And the orange is not strong enough in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to do cakes in a snack kind of application because the shelf life for this. Okay, well, it's good till December, the 12th of December, but yeah, this one's kind of a letdown just because it's too dry. All right, what do we have next? Mango cream cookies. Oh, where is that at? Oh wait, is that this? No. All right, we have a roll of cookies. These are good until March. They look like sandwich cookies from the picture. I like mango. These are Nuvita mango cream cookies. Sandwich cookies with a mango cream center. Mango pudding, mango chutney, mango smoothies. With so many mango dishes made across Kenya, it's hard to believe that nobody had seen one before the 14th century. However, when Portuguese traders introduced the fruit from India, there was no turning back. The sweet, sticky mango quickly became one of the country's most widely consumed fruits. Initially, simple treats like mango rice were popular. Now, I would like to try that. That sounds good. Today, it's evolved into these sweet and slightly tart sandwich cookies filled with mango cream. Now, lemon is my favorite sandwich cookie, so I'm hoping that it's a better version of that because my experience has been that countries outside of the United States are better at capturing authentic fruit flavors in these kind of applications. There is something so artificial about the flavoring here in the United States, in my opinion. All right. Looks like this with the mango in the center. Now I'm gonna take it apart because I want to make sure I really taste the mango. Okay. There wasn't very much of the mango on that piece. The shortbread itself is very good, but as shortbread typically is, kind of flavorless. So I'm going to use my teeth to get some of the mango off. It just tastes sweet. I don't taste any mango. I mean, there's no tartness or anything. So this isn't very good either. Well, I mean, it's fine, but it's not special. I give it a 2. Yeah, that's just disappointing. Okay, next. Sankofa ginger chicken yasa plantain chips. Ooh, I do like plantain chips, so maybe this will redeem this box. So we've got plantain chips with a hint of ginger, although I don't like ginger. Tangy, savory, sweet, and spicy. This dish draws inspiration from a beloved local favorite throughout West Africa, particularly in Ghana. Chicken yasa, a traditional dish made with a generous amount of onions and marinated in mustard, garlic, and ginger. So everything about that sounds fine until they get to the ginger. It's often paired with plantains. These chicken yasa flavored plantain chips capture the essence of the dish, making them a delicious and satisfying snack that feels like a whole meal in one. Well, I'm going to be interested to see if you can taste chicken. Some countries are really good at getting authentic meat flavors too. Okay. Oh, and there's a fortune in here? There is. The ingredients to live a magical life are in plain sight. This is a Sankofa fortune. That's interesting. I'm gonna save that. It feels like it's on like wax paper. Okay, so here we go. Got some spices over here. Wow. I'm trying to find the right words to describe this. Okay, you get the plantain taste at the very end, but you get the, let's try some more. I can't tell. Okay, I don't know how they make chicken yasa. Like, I don't know if it's grilled or stewed, or I don't know how they make it, but this tastes like what I would envision like a kebab. It's kind of random, but it's like the flavor you get from grilling. So really just grilling, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm tasting that grill flavor. Like, how do you get grill flavor without food flavor? Is it like smoke? I know you can get liquid smoke. So, and I can envision a piece of spiced up chicken. Does it have the mustard? I'm not getting a strong ginger flavor, which is good for me. But it is, well, maybe I am getting a ginger flavor. I was gonna say it's very oniony, but is it onion or garlic? Oh, it's got onions and garlic, so I can definitely taste that part. So I guess the ginger would be kind of in that same vein. The mustard, it's weird. I feel like I've got mustard right over here. Like my tongue just kind of dipped into some yellow mustard, which is kind of wild. It's kind of wild how you can sort of taste different flavors in different parts of your mouth. I guess certain parts would be more sensitive to that. I'm not getting a chicken flavor except to say that I can feel like I'm tasting grilled chicken. But I'm really just feel like I'm tasting grilled. So this is unique. I'm gonna give this a 4. I think this is my favorite thing so far, but we still have a ways to go. All right, next we are going to do more potatoes. Waves. Original, Tropical Heat. So this is the same company that did the Chex Mixy kind of thing. And these are tomato flavored. So you guys, ketchup and tomato flavored potato chips are popular everywhere is what I've decided, because so many of these countries have had some form of tomato crisp, either ketchup crisp or tomato crisp or something. So it's been very popular, and I have to say they've been, for the majority, have been very good across the world. But these are Tropical Heat Waves Potato Crisps Tomato Flavor. The potato chip looks a bit different in every country, and you can see that even within the context of this box. We've got a crispy chip from South Africa, and then there's this more crunchy chip from Kenya. The tomato flavor is popular in the country, originally stemming from popular dishes such as kachumbari, which is a tomato and onion salad, to sukuma wiki, simmered greens with tomatoes. Which chip do you prefer? Well, I prefer, like if I'm gonna use dip, I prefer a Ruffled chip. But if I'm just gonna eat chips for eating chips, I prefer like a kettle cooked chip because I like the crisp. Okay, so anyway, these are Ruffled type chips. Okay, that was bizarre. Let me see if I can explain this. There's a sweet, at the very end it was sweet. But it almost, it's almost like green tomato. It's definitely on the tangier side of the tomato spectrum. I'm trying to figure out what this other taste is that I'm getting. Let me do a bigger one so I can. There's a smokiness. That is weird. Not necessarily weird bad, but this tastes like a tinny tomato, like the tomatoes that you get in a can, like diced tomatoes or stewed tomatoes, which makes me think tinny, because that's exactly what this tastes like. Like I'm getting eating tomatoes out of a can. It doesn't taste like I'm eating tomatoes, but tomatoes out of a can, and with a sweet kick at the end. So it's weird. Definitely not the best of the tomato chips that I've tried across countries. And it's an artificial tomato flavor. So, I mean, it's only got 3 ingredients: potato, palm oil, and official or artificial tomato flavor. But, ugh, it's like I got a can in my mouth. That's weird how they do that. So maybe what I'm thinking is that, you know, there's a lot of talk in the news right now about all the things that Americans or the United States allows to be in food that other countries don't allow. I'm starting to think Africa, the countries in Africa may not have very strict standards either. But yeah, that's I'm gonna give that a 2. It's so bizarre. Yeah, it's like, okay, it's like tomato paste, because sometimes I like to make, you guys, this probably gross you out, but I like to make spaghetti sauce with McCormick's spaghetti sauce mix that you mix in with a can of tomato paste. And that's exactly what this tastes like. It's the tomato paste. Weird. Okay, well, okay, let's take a drink. You guys, I'm not impressed yet with Africa. But I think it's because a lot of, I don't know, some of the countries that you get from, or that we've gotten, like, it seems like it's so much higher quality than the United States stuff. So when you get one that's more like the same kind of quality as here, it's like, I mean, they're different, but not necessarily better. All right, next we've got, well, a nice size box of shortbread cookies. Now, I love shortbread cookies, but these come with a hint of ginger, but it's just a hint. And if it's like those other ones, the mango cream cookies, we're not going to even notice. Oh, but it says it's an almond tart. Oh, no, wait, that's next. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I like almonds, or almond. I love almond extract. So, okay, Nuvita shortbread cookies, hint of ginger, buttery ginger cookies. When Diwali arrives in early November, many Indian communities in Kenya bake ba biscuits, a buttery treat spiced with ginger. So does Kenya have a large Indian population? Is that what this is trying to say? These thick square biscuits are a holiday favorite. As you'll see, the packaging reflects the long, twisty nature of the cookie's evolution, from its origins in Scotland, hence the plaid, to Britain, to India, to Kenya. All right, this cannot be that bad, right? I mean, it's really hard to mess up a shortbread cookie, unless you just don't like shortbread cookies, but I love shortbread cookies. I love butter cookies. I love getting a tin of those at Christmas. And they're giving you such a big box. I mean, I feel like we get our money's worth with this particular box subscription. And even if we don't like the box, we still enjoyed the experience. And sometimes those are our best experiences. Like the India box that had that cardamom cotton candy. Well, they were all like nervous to try that because they remembered the turkey flavored cotton candy that we got from some other country. And it was the exact same company, I think, that made these, or it was at least packaged the same. But so they, you know, and sometimes that's the fun, is watching people try stuff, even if it's not very good. I mean, let's talk Vitamita Vegemin from I Love Lucy, right? It's hysterical sometimes. So yeah, so even if even if you get this and you're like disappointed with the country, it's still a fun experience. All right, now, oh, these are pretty thick cookies. There's a lot of them in here, which is great. Let me see if I can just break it in half. The butter just kicked in. Okay. I really like these, but I don't taste any ginger. But I really like these, and you can, they are very buttery and not an artificial kind of buttery flavor. The dryness of it, which you would expect from a shortbread, is kind of the same as the pound cake, only because you're wanting that with a shortbread cookie, it's good. So that, I really liked that. But yeah, I'm not getting any ginger. I mean, it said it was just a hint of ginger, but I'm not getting that, which for me is good. Then I can just look at it as a shortbread cookie, which I really like. So this is probably my new favorite out of this box, but it's not original because we have these all over the place. So I'm gonna give it a 4 because I really like it, but I don't think it's my top choice. I think my top choice is still gonna be that, shoot, was it the chicken yasa that I gave the 4 to, or the fruit chutney potato chips that I gave the 4 to? I don't know. It's in that range. Okay, now it's all the crumbs have coated my throat. Okay. Next we have Moulin d'Or tartlet. This is an almond tart topped with almonds. Almond a la almond. Thanks to their warm Mediterranean climate, Tunisia is able to produce almost 160,000 tons of almonds every year. And judging by the local cuisine, it's clear they're not growing that many just for the fun of it. These nuts are a local fave that appear in Makroud El Louz, an almond pastry with orange blossom, Zlibia, a type of funnel cake topped with almonds, and Gribia, buttery shortbread made with almond flour. I am sure I'm butchering these. This almond tartlet brings the almond craze to a head with a crumbly almond cake filling topped with even more almond pieces. Okay, well, hopefully it's crumbly in a good way, not a oh so dry way. Okay, I don't want to make a mess, which I'm going to, I'm sure. Okay, it looks like this. I'm afraid to get it any closer just because, well, okay, so I'm just gonna cut a small piece out of this. It smells really good, but it smells peanut buttery, so like when I think of almond extract, but this is more on the, or at least the smell wise, is more of an almond butter. It is very crumbly, so I'm just taking a little piece. Okay, I really like that. It's funny, it smells like almond butter, but it tastes like a spritz cookie or an almond cookie. So that almond extract, I guess you'd say. It is dry. And it's weird, the flavor just kind of cuts off and is gone pretty quickly. It doesn't linger. So I'm trying to decide if it's too dry. Like it's crumbly in a cake-like way. I don't know if you'll be able to see like the inside of it. It's weird. It's got a really good flavor, but it's so short. And then it's just gone. So I really like the idea of it, but I would have liked for the flavor to last longer. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 because I do like almond things, but yeah, overall, the flavors have been pretty bland overall. All right, last, we have this. This is a Moulin d'Or Fun Kiz Quiz Kids Quickies apricot cake. Cocoa dipped vanilla cake with an apricot center. Explore the northern reaches of Tunisia and you'll encounter some of the largest apricot farms in the country. Tunisian apricots supposedly have a tartar flavor compared to the sweeter European variety. This apricot-filled cake balances out the tang with a welcome surprise of chocolate on the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna be disappointed if I don't get the tang. They promised me some tang, and I don't just want tang, I want flavored tang. Do they still sell tang? Like the drink? I haven't had, I mean, maybe because they don't sell it anymore, but I'm like, I haven't had any tang for a long time. I'm trying to tell if this is like a Twinkie, like a chocolate coated Twinkie is what this looks like. I bet it is. Well, shoot, that's not gonna be terrible, is it? Now the question is, do I need to cut it in the middle or will the end have some? Oh, the end did have some. It looks like that. Okay. It tastes like the sponge cake tastes like a better quality sponge cake than a Twinkie, but I like the Twinkie sponge cake better. I like the sponginess of it. This was not as spongy, or maybe it was a thicker sponge. And the cocoa was kind of like a lot of chocolate covered snacks that we have here. You get the kind of filminess of the chocolate without a lot of chocolate flavor, if that makes sense. And the apricot flavor, non-existent. The stickiness of it was there, but no flavor. So, I'm not gonna pick a favorite out of this box just because everything was just kind of, so whereas India was like overly spicy, this was like under spiced. And yeah, so I was really kind of, when I saw it was Africa, I was really kind of looking forward to some unique flavors, right? I mean, I would think that there would be some unique spices that they would use in the countries in Africa that aren't as prevalent in American cuisine. But this just felt like a lot of the same. So, not that Universal Yums will ever watch any of my videos, but yeah, I think they kind of missed the mark with these, just in comparison to some of the other countries. Some of the other countries, it's like the flavor knocks you out. Good or bad, it still is there and knocks you out. And this was just a bunch of bland. So yeah, that's, I guess, my overall impression of Africa, which isn't great. But I'm sure no true reflection of actual African cuisine, because these are just snacks. But yeah, I'm not impressed with the snack selections that they gave us. So that's my review of Universal Yums Africa box. I hope you enjoyed your time with me today. I really appreciate you stopping by for a chat. I can't even talk now. See, all this bland food is now made my mouth numb. No, it really hasn't. I just can't talk. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Or if you just enjoy my channel, give it a thumbs up. That way YouTube will share this video with more people. And wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great day. And until we meet again, take care of yourself. Bye.